All right, guys. So we are here for our day trading stream today. Again, we're kind of trying this out to see how this goes. The NASDAQ mostly flat right now, consolidating around the 200 EMA. You can see the NASDAQ 100 futures contract here. Let me know if it redirect. It should have redirected. So let me make sure it did. It should have redirected. If it didn't, let me know. But it should have. Did it bring you guys over here? Okay, dope. Cool. All right, so yeah, here's the NASDAQ 100 testing this 200 EMA volume weighted average price level. Nice. Thanks, guys. All right, so let's take a look. Here's the NASDAQ 100. We are going to get ready to day trade. We are funded in at least one count on Apex right now. Cool. Hey, we in here. It worked. Had to link it. All right, so a big rejection in the NASDAQ 100, down under this 200 EMA. All right, so let's see if the NASDAQ tests these lows at least. It's getting close. Again, we are going to be day trading futures today, so stick around. We're right over the 200 EMA though, so we are under the 200 EMA. Big bounce up. Let's see what happens here. We're going to start day trading this as well, team. The 200 EMA is right there. It's a very flat day, and so we got the opening bell in about 30 minutes. We've got a cushion in this account that we're trading so far. Have about 630s. I'm gonna put this account up just so we can day trade it with you guys. So here's the NASDAQ. Should we put some stocks up here as well? I think we probably should, right? We're also gonna watch like gold. We're gonna watch the S&P 500, but here's the NASDAQ. What else did we put up? We got Nvidia chart we could probably put up. I think Nvidia, maybe super micro. You guys, any other stock shit you want up? Put the Q up here, maybe. E-mini and the SPY. Yeah, we got the NASDAQ 100 up. CrowdStrike, SoundHound. SOU, yeah, I'm in Sound right now. I mean, it's up on the day. It's up to 630s. I'm not sure if it's going to hold, though. I'm going to take 2 contracts of this short. So we are in the NASDAQ 100. We got, again, you can kind of see the profit, 615 on the day. Slow and steady gains here. Also, guys, remember, I am terrible at this stuff. Have no idea what I'm talking about and might be wildly wrong about anything and everything I do. Don't copy me. Not an investment professional. I'm not liable if you lose. Always make your own assessment. Trade responsibly. Remember. No idea what I'm talking about. All right, we got this breakdown. I'm going to go ahead and cut half of this. We made about $100 on this one. There you go. All right, I'm sorry, y'all are missing the trade, but here's the breakdown. Go ahead and cut this in. We're up about 750 on this one. Hopefully at the opening bell, we're going to get some better movement here. Trying to ride this down some. So we might short this little pop if we get one, like a small bounce. Start to take some size. We got a cushion that we can trade on the day. We do have a cushion. 2 contracts. So we can crack lows real quick. Short, mostly. There we go. Took half off, locked it in. We're up 800 plus on the day. There we go. Cut that. So we're up about 850, about a third of the way there. It does look bearish. Nvidia now pulling back to 840s. And again, we are trading on Apex funded account program today. Again, for the rest of today, you can get funded in as little as 1 day. So our goal is to hit $3,000 in profit today and get funded in one specific day on Apex. That's our goal. The 1 day pass is what it's called, that allows you to get funded in as little as 1 day. It does end today. And so this does end today, guys. After today, it's going to revert back to normal. So until I think it's by closing bell today. It might be by 3:55 today. It's either 3:55 or 4:55. But the sale ends at the closing bell today, basically. And so if you want to take advantage of it, here is the link. You can use promo code BT for the discount. BT is in beginner trading. Check it out right there. We'll also pin this to the top of the page so you guys can catch it and not have to worry about me posting it a bunch. We'll pin it to the top of the page. 4:59 it ends. Okay, gotcha. Eastern. So 4:59 Eastern today it ends. All right, so we've been in this downward trend. I will short a bounce here again, and we'll start to scale in. We've got a cushion, so we can start to scale in now and then look for a rejection. We'll get up to 4 contracts. I don't really want to take more than 4. All right, so there's 4. We'll take 5. There we go. Let's see if we get the rejection. We're flat on the trade so far. Green now, slightly red. Take a little bit off here, locking it in. I like this trade. I think I have to be patient with it. The problem is the Q is right around the previous closing price. So like the Q was right at the previous close. There we go. All right, so we got up over 1,000. The short on that little dip worked great. Go ahead and cut that there. So we're up over 1,000 here and realized. Yeah, we do have Harker speaking. All right, so let's do a poll. What's the poll? What's a good poll for today, guys? Give me some poll options. All right, so we got some down wicks indicating some buying pressure showing up here. So I don't really want to short anymore, although we did break past this low. We got some downward pressure. I don't want to... the Q did break under the previous closing price. So the Q technically ran on the day now. Do you like polls? Is this one of the top 3 polls in the world right now? Polliest poll I've ever seen in my life. All right, so we did get a bounce right back up, although we are bouncing into that previous closing price on the Q. So I don't mind shorting this. We're up a little bit already. We're going to add to the short. There we go. Take half off there, lock it in. We got a little cushion on the trade, although we're red on the rest. I'm going to add a little bit more to this here. We've got a cushion to take risks. Although we're mostly going to get most of our trading done after the open. I'm assuming that here's the Q, right? And this is essentially what we're day trading is the QQQ price action. I'm assuming this previous closing price is going to hold and reject. And so that's what we're betting into. Maybe we're about to get punished for this though. Again, maybe I should have listened to the down wicks. We did have a lot of down wick pressure, showing some buying pressure coming through. So all right, so look, the Q's right at this level now. Let's see if we reject. All right, so we did reject at that level. Hey, there you go. Let's see if it holds though. So the Q did reject at least initially at the opening previous close price level. So we got a little bit of space. Flat on the trade basically right now, maybe down a little bit. There we go. There's a flush. Consolidation, a lot of down wick pressure though. That makes me nervous just from all the potential buys showing up. I gotta give it time, I guess. There we go. Looking a lot better. Opening bell happens in 22 minutes. We're basically flat on this trade. A lot of down wick pressure though. I don't like that. Try to be patient with this trade. We're in 3 contracts. It does look like we're rejecting, and now we're completely flat in 3 contracts. We're slightly green now, red. At the very least, we got more room, and we're at a kind of make or break it level. Gold, we can put gold up. Here's gold up on the right side. So gold up to over 2100s today. We might day trade that a little bit too. All right, so very choppy candlesticks. Yeah, we're just gonna cut it. Just too much risk. It might reject here. We're just getting too much flat action. This might be a level here, but we gotta wait, I think. Celsius and Alpha. So it looks like cutting this was the right move. Nvidia bouncing right at that 840 level as well. And again, we're essentially trading the NASDAQ 100 futures contract. So we're trading the NQ which is basically 100 of the largest companies in the world. The NQ is a little bit more tech heavy versus the S&P, but yeah. Gold consolidating. Gold looks like a bull flag here too. I'll take a much smaller trade. We're gonna take one short. See if we catch a trend. I do see a little bit of a trend here. Like if you look at this, might not be the best drawn trend, but like I think we can kind of see this trend right here. I think that's pretty obvious. Yeah, gold's starting to test highs here. I'm not sure about Apex and bot trading. I would reach out to them and ask. All right, so we are starting to flush down. Again, this is kind of a longer term trade based off of the trend. You can see the trend that we drew, and this trend seems to be holding, at least so far. And we can take a small risk and see if we get follow through on it. I might add a little bit to it now that we got this little bounce up. See if we get a more favorable average. The other good thing about Apex is that, like, the benefit of it is that you can take so many different micro positions. Like in the account I'm trading, I can take up to 100 micros, like 100. So that's incredibly useful because, again, if you think the NASDAQ is too large of size, say you're going with like the regular 25K combine, which is very small, right? Much cheaper. You can take a bunch of micro positions in that and not be risking that much. There we go. Beautiful breakdown. We call it the trend. That ad worked really well. Up 60 on the rest. I'm gonna just cover this back at the bottom. So up over 1,000. We're a third of the way there. How are you guys doing today, guys? Are y'all red or green? Here, let me do a poll. That's a good poll idea. Are you red or green on the day? All right, so vote on the poll. Are you red or green today? Now we're back at the bottom of this range. Have you considered bot trading? I mean, I'm sponsored by a company called Chart Prime. It's custom trading view signals and alerts. It's about as close as I'll come to it. Yeah, super helpful with in regards to risk management for sure. Can take 5 and basically have half the risk of the mini. Very green with Nvidia, TSM, and BITO. Yeah, looking at the poll, we got 43 votes. 50% are green, 33% are red, 16% say they haven't taken any trades yet. And we're going to get more volatility after the opening bell today, guys, so stick around. We are waiting for the opening bell to really play here. Green and funded, red, another eval pushing it. Hey, as long as you're green and the funded, that's all you need. Bitcoin last pump before correction. Yeah, we got this little bounce up. Part of me wants to attack the trend. Part of me also wants to wait until we have some better price action, though. All right, so we break it out past this trend here, so I think I just need to chill and wait. Yeah, I think we gotta wait. Bitcoin last pump. Yeah, I'd rather be green in my funded account. Look at gold. Gold just broke highs, got up to 2100s, 2104s. So 2104s in gold. Celsius and ELF. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck on what to do here on the NASDAQ. I might start putting up a 5-minute chart and just chill and wait. Actually, I think I'm going to short one contract here. See if we can get deep in the green and then we'll add to it. Q's bounce back it over to continue down to test pre-market lows. I don't know. I think what anything does at the open is very unpredictable, in all honesty. So the good thing about futures market dope is that there's no PDT rule, right? So you can day trade short. There's no PDT restrictions. Like if you want to do this on the Q, like if you wanted to day trade the QQQ instead of the futures contract of the NASDAQ, which is the same price action, you're going to need 25 grand in a margin account to be able to do what you can do in futures. In stocks, right? If you want to day trade the Q directly. And so it doesn't make any sense, in my opinion, to risk tens of thousands of dollars trying to day trade the QQQ. It's much better to just try futures and day trade that. If you lose, the good thing about these funded account programs is that they limit your risk, right? Almost all day traders lose money. All right, so again, we got this big breakdown. I'm going to add to it because that was the plan initially, if you guys remember. Again, the benefit of the futures market is that in these funded account programs is that they genuinely limit your risk. All right, so we're going to take a piece off. And so like most day traders lose money. And so when you put up money yourself, like on Apex, you could put up $30 for the 25K combine today, $40 for the 50K one, you know, and if you lose it, you're only out 20, 30, $40. It's not the end of the world versus putting up thousands of dollars yourself. You're almost certainly going to lose in the beginning and you're down thousands of dollars in market tuition. They call it market tuition because almost everybody loses in the beginning. And so these funded account programs limit your risk in really profound ways. Most people are still going to lose because most day traders lose. It doesn't matter whether they're on TOS or these funded account programs. It's just a lot cheaper to lose an Apex account than it is to put up thousands yourself. And again, Apex is a sponsor of mine. I'm biased, of course, in their favor because they pay me money. If you want to check them out, the link is pinned at the top of the chat. It's pinned at the top of the chat. If you use promo code BT, as in beginner trading BT, you can get the 80% off evals, 1-day pass, and basically get funded in as little as 1 day today. If you get up to $3,000 in profit on the 50K challenge account, then you can get funded today, which is a huge benefit, you know. All right, so you see we're almost halfway there too, up to halfway to that 3K. Yeah, with the cash account, you can only go long. Keto, you can only go long. You can't go short. You have to wait for your funds to settle after each trade. Okay, you're going to be severely restricted. It's just not going to be worth it most of the time. Again, you got to wait for your funds to settle. You can only go long. It's just not the same thing. Like you're not going to be able to do what I'm doing here, which is short the NASDAQ with the cash account. You're only going to be able to go long, severe restriction. It's just not going to be worth it most of the time, in my opinion. All right, so you can see we added a little bit to this. So we got 2 contracts now. Yeah, you could buy puts, but it's going to be a lot harder to get done. Like it really is. It's going to be hella difficult to get done. All right, so we took another half off. We only got 1 contract now. Like you could find ways around it, but in terms of like freedom, it's going to be hard. All right, guys, we got 9 minutes until the opening bell. 9 minutes. Yeah, but the way you short keto is going to be like you have to find inverse ETFs. It's just going to be a lot harder. You got to wait for your funds to settle. Again, in terms of freedom, futures market is where it's at. You can basically do the same thing in futures with no PDT rule. You can day trade as much as you want, no PDT restrictions. Again, it's subjective. People prefer different things. I prefer the futures market. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this. We're up about 11.50. But of course, like I'm biased, of course, because I've got a sponsor and all that stuff. So of course, transparency. But yeah, but even next day, it's still gonna severely restrict you. You know, if you're actually profitable at day trading and you don't have that much money to where you have to use a cash account, you're gonna have so much, like it's gonna be much better in my opinion to try a funded account program. If you're good enough, get funded, and then you got 25 to 300,000 in funding. No PDT rule, instant settlement, short, long. You can trade nasdaq, gold. Patterns are very similar to the S&P, the nasdaq. Or patterns are very similar to the Q and the SPY. I mean, there's just no restrictions. All right, so again, we've been doing okay. Waiting for the market to open. As we get closer and closer to the bell in 7 minutes. Okay, so I heard back from my Apex contact. He said nothing fully automated in terms of bot trading. So like you can use signal providers like Chart Prime and stuff like that. You just can't use anything that fully automatedly trades for you. Which is going to be true with almost every funded account program. Yeah, but in terms of day trading, D, he says next day is pretty aggressive. In terms of day trading, only being restricted to going one direction is going to fundamentally hurt your trading system if you're talking about day trading overall, right? Like if you're pure day trading, only being able, like confirmation bias is such a powerful thing. If you don't know what I mean by that, like if I can only go long, I'm only going to see long patterns. Everything's going to look like a long pattern. Why? Because I can only go long. If I could only go short, everything I see is going to be a short pattern. And so it's just not the same. Again, you can always take inverse ETFs and stuff like that to go long. But I don't know why. Like, what's the use of, like, again, especially if you're new, a funded account program is just going to be much better. Yeah, the good thing about Apex is that I can get up to 20 of these accounts, right? So like you can get up to 20. You got all the freedom in the world to do whatever. I'm now with Apex Dragon. Coinbase, yeah. Where's Bitcoin at? Coinbase is the one that could really go crazy here. If Bitcoin starts to break lifetime highs, Coinbase might go nuts, man. Bitcoin got up to pretty high just recently. So Bitcoin recently got all the way up to Bitcoin tapped 65.6K. Now remember, the lifetime high though is 67.5. So it's still got some ways here. Here's the NASDAQ breaking down. So that trend we drew worked. We capitalized it though. Now we just got to wait until the opening bell in about 4.5 minutes still. So we're going to wait for the open and play. Hey, my bad, Keto. I just saw you got a check mark, brother. What's up, dude? Let me check out your stuff, dude. Hey, well, welcome, man. I am flat today playing with Tesla. Yeah, so we got a breakdown here. All right, again, we got 4 minutes, team, 4 minutes. All right, chat. Again, here's we're in Apex funded account programs right now. So the chat's kind of quiet to have almost 600 people here, chat. What are you guys doing? Are you guys red or green? Y'all taking trades right now? Anybody here day trading gold? Gold's volatile today. Gold's up to 2,100. So gold up to over 2,100. Nvidia at 840s. So Nvidia, one of the biggest influences over markets is 800. Or is that 840, 850 level for Nvidia. If Nvidia starts to run over some of that stuff, that's when it's going to get really crazy. Here, green, crypto so far. Here, red. Super micro going to shoot up at the bell. I'm long gold, all-time highs. We shorting this morning, buying the dip. Are you guys long or short right now? Let me know. Super micro up to 1045. Super micro is crazy though, brother. Like that thing, such a low float for a microchip stock and a crazy microchip like boom. Broad market wise, microchips going crazy. Super micro is one of the lowest float ones at about 50 million in the float. Look at this big breakdown of the NASDAQ here. Long, short, flat. We're all busy admiring your gorgeous looks. Listen, I know, man. When you look this good, people stare. I get it, man. Listen, just, you know, it's the price I pay, okay? You know, it's what I bear here, okay? I try, you know, listen. It's the price you pay for being handsome. That's all I'm saying. Palantir at 2430s, 2430s. Very short. Q, MU tanking. I am lush green in both stock and crypto. Looking at puts, definitely short. You can short in a cash account, kind of. You got to buy inverse ETFs. Why not just trade futures, though? Red or green for super micro? I don't know, man. We're going to watch it at the opening bell. Again, we got a minute left, guys. 1 minute left until the opening bell here, team. Here's the opening bell, though, chat. Let's trade. Here we go. All right, less than a minute. We got 50 seconds. Day trading Nvidia, scalping Tesla. Look, I know this is a risky bet. I'm going to short here, and it looks like it's going to punish me. So we're shorting right at the opening bell. Very risky bet. I'm going to try to cut it before the open and see if we get a flush breakdown beforehand. We're flat. Still, I guess we're still in that trend. We're down 50 bucks, 25 bucks. Don't do it till we break down. We're short right now. I'm going to cover this before the open, though. There's no way I'm holding this through the open. We're down 60 bucks, 50 bucks. 10 seconds. Yeah, I got to get out. There's just too much risk. We lost like 80 bucks there. It's all right. We got to wait. Now, we don't really have any big news today. Not any big economic reports. All right, so here's the market open. Ding, ding, ding. Market is open now. NASDAQ trying to flush back down. I'm going to give it a couple minutes. Nvidia just broke lifetime highs at the opening bell. Nvidia got up to 845s and then firmly rejected at the top. Retraced big here. Let's watch Nvidia now. It's coming under the VWAP, broke 845 highs, and now the NASDAQ is flushing down. Let's see if it holds. The 200 EMA volume weighted average price right around where we are for Nvidia, and this is going to have a heavy influence over markets. Super micro semiconductors down to 120 or 1020s. Snow dumping down here. We're getting some red action at the opening bell today, team. All right, so there's a flush down here, guys. Let me know how you're doing at the opening bell. We've lost money so far, but we got to give it time. We're 1 minute in. ARM, rip it up. ARM. I'm going to short this and then see if we get a quick breakdown here short. We built up a large cushion heading into the open of $1,000, and now we're just getting punished. I don't know. I don't like this. I'm about to cut this. $50, $60, $70. All right, so we just made a couple $100. Look at Nvidia though. I'm nervous about Nvidia on the short side because Nvidia is starting to move up to test lifetime highs. If it doesn't and it rejects, we could have even bigger moves though here. How you guys doing? That's your computer, Justin. I don't hear a beat, bro. Watch Nvidia here. All right, so we're short. All right, so we just made another 120 bucks, scalping about $120 profit per trade so far. We're up to 1220s. Watching Nvidia here. If Nvidia breaks under the VWAP, it might be a really weak sign. And look, there it goes. So Nvidia, we're trading the NASDAQ based off of what Nvidia is doing here in the futures market. All right, so let's see what we get. All right, we're short again. We're up 50. We'll start to add to this type of short position too. There we go. All right, so just made another 100 bucks. We're up to 1325 here on the day. Riding this weakness down. It looks like it's weak in Nvidia. Snow, SNOW flushing down here. My equities positions are red on the day for sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going long. I'm sorry to hear that, Cash. All right, so Nvidia testing VWAP. I'm going to short this now. All right. All right, so we just made a couple $100 there. We're up 1600s or so on the day. We're over 50% there. Big firm breakdown here, guys. Flush. Let me check the poll numbers here. Poll numbers show 230 votes. 50% say green, 19% say no trades, 31% say red. Appreciate the honest folks. All right, Nvidia trying to bounce back up again. Let's watch the price action to see what we're going to do in futures. We're short. Scalped it. If Nvidia rejects here, then, you know, we're going to take a little bit larger size short if it starts to retrace these lows. Look at the rejection at the VWAP here. We're short. We're going to have to cut this pretty soon. Yeah, we're going to have to cut that. So we're out. We're up 1450s. We took our first loss in a minute here since the opening bell. Big bounce back here. We don't want to get caught in that. And Nvidia is starting to break over the VWAP here, so that also could trigger a trend change on the upside. So I don't really want to mess with that. It's not a cause for concern. It just means it's super volatile, Mickey. He said, can you go into more detail about why SMCI's low float may be a cause for concern? The smaller the float, the more volatile the price action is. And so it's not that it's not that it's a concern. It's just, it means it's more volatile and risky to trade. Basically what it means is that SMCI could come back, like could go up and down very large percentages. All right, so a full rebound here. Remember, I told you guys to watch if Nvidia breaks over the volume weighted average price, and it might mean a trend change. Nvidia now over the volume weighted average price, starting to move up. All right, so look at Nvidia test 845s. 845.45 is the high of the day. It's getting close. I'm gonna buy this real long. All right, we took half off. We're long here in futures. Nvidia's breaking highs. We're gonna take some risks. There's 4 contracts. Here we go. Out of the second half. All right, so we're out of that. So we're up about 1,700 right now. I hope you guys can see we're basing our trades around Nvidia's strength, right? So a lot of people, they don't understand why you trade futures. I can look at Nvidia, watch Nvidia break highs, and then take the appropriate trade in futures like I'm doing now. Huge benefits to doing this, where I don't need to day trade stocks. I can day trade futures based off of stocks. And so I hope y'all can see that. Again, if you want to check out Apex, you can use the link pinned to the top of the chat or in the description. Just use my promo code if you want the discount. It's BT. But again, I hope all that makes sense. Look at Nvidia breaking highs. I don't know if I trust it now, so I think we got to chill and wait. Super Micro looking strong too. We're finally getting a dip in Nvidia, so betting now on the long side would be a bet that Nvidia is going to bounce again. All right, so we're long now. All right, so we just made another $100. We're up about 1,800, 1,750. Slow, steady gains here. I like Trade of 8. I'm getting used to it. It's not the same as Think or Swim. It's different than Toss, but it's another platform you got to learn. I like it though. It's very simple. All right, do we think Nvidia is going to bounce again? That's the only reason I'd buy the NASDAQ here, if we think Nvidia is going to bounce. If we don't think it's going to bounce, then I'm certainly not buying it. Where's Tesla at right now? Ooh, Tesla down to 195. It's looking weak. All right, we're long. We're long basically betting on Nvidia bouncing, which it did. We're going to cut it. So we're up 1,800 exactly on the day. $1,200 left, team. $1,200 left. All right, so there's Nvidia breaking highs. There's the NASDAQ bouncing back up. Huge rip up. Nvidia breaking highs. Got up to 850s right now. Craziness, guys. 850s. The NASDAQ all the way up to 18.3 thousand. Gold up to 2,100. Yeah, this week's crazy busy, honestly. We got a lot of stuff. Like, every day is busy this week. Today's the slowest day of the week by far. Gold's starting to test 2,100s again. Up 30K. AMD to 210s. Is it really? AMD is up to 210s. Crazy, guys. Look at AMD on the bottom. It's helping drag the market up too, but look at this. Wow. It's helping Nvidia probably pump up. AMD up to 210s exactly. All right, so on Apex, profit share, traders are entitled to 100% of the first 25K. They are paid out 90% after that. They may request and receive a payout 2 times a month. If you request it on the 1st through 15th, it happens on the 15th. It takes 3 to 7 business days and so forth. But yeah, that's the payout policy. You get to keep your first 25,000. That's dope. I just realized that. Your first 25K. All right, so we got a little dip here. I might buy this dip, although it is risky. We got to start making that push towards 3K in profit. We're going to add to it. 2 contracts here. All right, we took half off there, locked it in. We're flat on this one. I want to give it a chance to run. It's such a crazy day. It's surprising that we're this flat in markets. All right, we got 2 contracts here. Come on, let's run. I'm in this. We're dipping down too much. I'm not really liking it, but I want to give it a chance to run. Yeah, we're gonna start cutting it. So we cut our first loss. We lost a couple $100 on this trade. I wanted to give it a chance to run, but it's just taking too long. Now this is very flat looking. Oh crap, I'm not out. That's my fault. Dumb mistake there. This is looking really flat on the day, unfortunately. So we kind of got to wait for this trend to break out and this range to break out. This might be an upward trend. Depends on if AMD and these other ones run, I guess. We'll start taking some risks. Okay. All right, we're gonna cut this. Carol's in here again. All right, sorry guys, we're here. You know, I'm gonna go for a swing here, and I'm gonna risk some of this account because we've already made so much. I think we got to take that risk towards getting funded. I guess we're kind of looking like in a cup and handle breakout pattern here. We got to take the risk to get funded, and I'm gonna add to it. Man, it looks like maybe it's the wrong time to take this risk. All right, we got 10 contracts now and we're swinging for it. Let's see if it works. If not, we're gonna have to build it up. I think I'm going too slow to get funded today. I only have until the end of the day to get funded. I think this is taking too long. The 1 day pass ends at closing bell today, a little bit earlier than the closing bell. And so that's why I'm kind of going for it here, because I think I have to. If not, it's going to take me too long. I don't mind resetting a couple times to be able to get multiple funded accounts here. And so that's some context. I built up a big cushion on the day that I can use. And so now we're swinging for it. There we go. Two contracts left. One contract left. Alright, so we're up 1,500 again. We're still about halfway there. I'm going to have to start taking some much larger risks here, chat. Now, we got to basically wait for another pullback. We're going to start taking lots of 3 contracts each. All right, there's the pullback. All right, so we got 3 contracts now. You got another 3. Bye-bye, buddy. Love you, bud. Have a great day, man. All right, we're going to take one more 3. All right, so there's 10. Yeah, I didn't notice AMD pulling back as hard as it was. I don't think this was probably the right time to take this, unfortunately. We'll see if we get lucky, which it will be luck. So hopefully we get lucky. If I wasn't in this trade, I might short this pattern right here, to be honest. So that's what I'm saying. We got to get lucky. See if AMD and Nvidia bounce. I vote for a green week as this market goes high. Remember, Jerome Powell speaks twice this week, right? So Jerome Powell speaks twice this week. We have non-farm payroll. Yeah, see, like I said, if I wasn't in this trade, I would have shorted this. So we just lost our Combine account. It's all right. We got other ones, but man, I think I'm taking too long, in all honesty. Like, again, I have accounts to burn, so I can get a different one. I only have until the end of the day to get funded. I'd like to be funded in 5 accounts. So what we're going to start doing is, like I said, we're going to start taking more risk, because I think we have to. So let's try to build up some cushion. And I also have Ninja Trader here too. So I do have Ninja Trader here, chat. Trying to see if it'll let me take more than one at once. Let me see. Hold on, chat. Bear with me. That's all right. All right, so I don't know if it's gonna let me take 2, but that's all right. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a choppy Friday, so the market's just going up and down. It's mostly getting dragged up by Apple weakness and Nvidia and Microchip strength, although that stuff's starting to turn, which is why you see me taking larger and larger, noticeably larger risks, because today's the day to do that if I'm going to do it. Yeah, I've heard people say, so MV saying, is this gambling? I'm certainly gambling right now. So again, you have to understand context. I don't usually trade like this. All right, so what I'm doing right now is I've got 1 day to get funded as much as I can, and I don't mind resetting. And so what you see me doing right now is just kind of taking max size in a choppy market, trying to get funded in something in which I don't mind resetting, if that makes sense, right? So like what I'm doing is I'm building up a cushion, which is what I just did. I built up a cushion of like 700 bucks, and then now I'm kind of swinging for the fences with that cushion. And if I lose, I gave myself a good chance to get funded. If I get funded, that's the goal, right? So I don't mind doing this a couple times, and I'll probably might have to reset a few times as well, or do it, you know, I might have to try with a couple accounts as well. But my normal trading's not like this, I guess, is the thing to understand. Like, this is much different. This is a funded account program. The 1 day pass ends today at the closing bell, and so it's just way different than I'm gonna normally trade. And it is a choppy day as well, so like I'm taking large risks in a choppy day, and the market's just kind of going up and down and up and down and up and down, just kind of stopping me out. But again, it's all good. It's not the end of the world regardless. Like, we're just kind of playing around with these. Again, by the end of the day, I'd like to be funded on 5 accounts, but if the market's not treating me right, we'll just have to wait, and you know, I'll probably try out Ninja Trader after this as well. But the market's just up down since the open. Now we still got 7 minutes before 9. Maybe after the first 30 minutes of the day, we'll get some better price action. All right, so we just took a little bit more off. 3 contracts. So I guess the point is today you scale up in size, you take risks. And if you lose, and it's all good. Really, I'm looking for bearish action, but it's just been so flat. We built up a cushion of 500 bucks though, so. There we go. My directional like bias is correct as well. All right, so we got 1 contract left. We're back up to about 1,000, so we're a third of the way there. When we get closer to this bottom range, though, I just trust it less. No trace for me. Spy looks way overbought, just waiting. Hey, John, let's short this all-time high market. Nvidia is about to crash. I think it's a risk, brother. Shorting one of the most successful companies in the world is always risky, bro. Now, we can try to identify bubbles and markets or whatever, but it's just incredibly risky, bro. So just be careful. It's a choppy day today as well, so we don't really have much follow through on either side. So I would just be very careful shorting Nvidia today. Nvidia could rip up and break highs. We're gonna get out of this. So we're up 800 on this one. Okay, got you. I'm gonna start taking, I like the short until we break over that middle range level. I'm gonna start taking 1 contract and then wait until I'm deep in profit and then maybe add slowly to it like this. 2 contracts. Take half off. Like, if I was trading an actual funded account or a real money account, it would be much different trading than I'm doing now. It's just, I've kind of got to rush things because we only have until the end of the day. I just wish we trended a lot better today. The market's not really trending the easiest. And that's how it goes sometimes. Some days the market's just not going to be super favorable. And I think today is definitely one of those days. So we just lost 30 bucks there. But yeah, I mean, here's the price action in the market since the opening bell. Down, up, down, up. So it's not a good market, no matter what anybody says today. It's just very sideways. Nvidia looks good though. Nvidia, the only thing that makes me want to bet the long side though is that Nvidia has had a nice rip up. It's now pulling back to the volume weighted average price level. So we had this big rip up, pull back. Ideally, you'd see another follow through to the highs. And if that happens, maybe going long with small size is an idea based off of that thesis. I guess we could try that, but we're going to take one contract, I guess, and let that work if it works out for us. But on the other end of that, if Nvidia fails, then this is just going to dump down. Ugh. So we got this $500 cushion. I wanted to take this in case Nvidia bounced, but this is also just taking too long. I'll probably have to just kind of chill and wait for this range to break and then try to scale up size when the range breaks. Yeah, I mean, listen, when you're trying to get funded on one of these funded account programs, it might look like I'm just going crazy, right? But you have to understand, if I was in a real account, it's not going to be like that. When you're trying to get funded on these accounts, and I'm already funded in one, but when you're trying to get funded in these, you have to take crazy big risks sometimes. Like, what I like to do is build up a cushion, which is what you guys see me do. I like to build up a cushion of profit. I've got about $600 in cushion on the day. And then once I have that cushion, then I'll kind of go crazy and scale up and take like a large risk. And that way, if I lose there, I gave myself a best shot. I gave myself lots of room. And if I lose there, just it is what it is. I'm going to cut this trade mostly because Nvidia is still flushing down. And I just don't trust it. So we're still up 600. But the goal is to build up a cushion, which we already kind of have. Tesla will go to 160s. I'm in Tesla as well, long. And again, I'm up at least 4 figures in equities this year. Tesla's all the way down to 193. I'm still green in Tesla somehow. My average price is 191s for Tesla. Normal trading, it's a mix of price action and momentum. Ranges, trends, price action. Because having multiple gives me a lot of room. Qualius. Yeah, so look at Nvidia flush down. I'm just going to wait. If Nvidia starts to really break down, then I might start shorting. If we start to break under this low. I think we also have an arguable triangle here. Maybe not the best one, but yeah, so here goes Nvidia and here goes this. Let me exit out of this. Oh, get away. There we go. Yeah, so here's AMD, here's Nvidia, both breaking down. It might open up the market for a bearish day here. Tesla testing lows too. All right, so we finally broke out of this range. I'm taking one contract here though, and we'll probably add if we bounce up high enough. The only problem is that the 200 EMA is right here on Nvidia. But we have a cushion on the day, so we could take that risk, and if we lose here, we can just scale back down and build up another cushion and then take larger risks. Well, I wish the sale ended on a better day. A more volatile volatile day. It's just so flat. Palantir just cracked lows. AMD cracked lows as well. ARM is now technically red on the day also. Tesla testing lows of the day. See, we're back down to flat. I'll probably have to scale down my size a little bit here. Yeah, look at ARM flushing back down here too. Yeah, see, I gotta get out. Nvidia back over the 200 EMA, man. Just such a boring day, bro. And it sucks because it's like you got to take risks in these funded account programs on days like today. Like, you got to take risks, but is Palantir worth it? I'm in Palantir, but my average is very good on Palantir. So I'm in Palantir. My average price is 19s. So it's at 23s, 24. So I've got a really good fill on that one. So, you know, I don't know. Also trying out Ninja Trader right now. Let's see how that works. So I'm gonna put Ninja Trader up. So here's Ninja Trader. It doesn't look that bad. I'd really like to use Quant Tower though. Chat, you guys might be able to help me with Ninja Trader. Here's Ninja Trader here. So how do I place orders? I guess is the question. So here's Ninja. I'm gonna have to learn how to do this. So, okay, so here's Ninja Trader. New. Basic entry. We gotta connect. Make sure we're in. All right, so we're in there. All right, so there we go. We're in. Here's a 1-minute chart on that E-mini. Alright, so I found it. Here's the basic entry level. Let's try it out. It doesn't look that bad. Here, hold on. I'm going to play with this a little bit more. Make toss a little bit smaller. Fill this, make this much smaller, make this larger. Zoom this down. Okay. All right, so here's my strategy. We'll use a market order. Take one contract. We got a dip. Let's see how this works. Valid instrument. Where do I type in the instrument? Limit. Yeah, but where do I type it in? I want to type in the E-mini where? So here's Ninja Trader, if you guys ever wanted to try out Ninja Trader. Oh, here it is. Okay. Ah, I see. Okay. There we go. That's better.
Order filled.
Is this the P&L right here? Is this how many ticks I'm green? Let me see. Ah, I see. Okay. This ain't that bad. I mean, it's a little old school. We're buying the dip. We got one contract in the E-mini. It shows me where my buy is. Okay. All right, we're up 40. Yeah, we got it. We figured it out. I don't mind this, though. Even though it's a little old school, the charting is what's kind of a little bit rough. Like, I don't mind it. The charting's a little crap, but... So we're up 40 here. 50. I have 6 monitors here, 4 of just charts that did not work for me. You should look into IB. Yeah, I mean, this worked. The charting here is just not that good, unfortunately. I'm trying to learn both potential platforms. So on again, so on Apex, you can use this one. You can use Trade-Evade. Which one do y'all like more, Trade-Evade or this one? I probably like Trade-Evade more. I heard the data's better on this one, though. I've used TradingView. I've also, my favorite one is Quant Tower. So I got to figure out how to get Quant Tower set up. Because Quant Tower is really the favorite broker that I've used in futures over the last like few years is Quant Tower. Through TradingView? Okay, I'll try it out. John, are you from London? No, my last name is London. But I'm not from London. Yeah, so we're in the regular E-mini. I guess I'm gonna buy a little bit more. I think everything, Nvidia looks like it's holding better. It's just a flat day, man. If you look at okay, let's take a look at actual broad markets. So here's Nvidia. Let's take a look at the Q. Here's the NASDAQ, right? The NASDAQ has had one of the worst opening days you could ever have. Like, look, especially a day for these funded account programs where you want to try to get funded. This is the open. Unless we're trading a specific range, today sucks for funded accounts. At least trying to get funded on them. Like, maybe later on, like towards the close, we're gonna have better stuff, but today's just not good, man. It's just boring. Are you guys having better? Yeah, I mean, I use TOS a lot, like TD Ameritrade. That's probably my favorite platform. I agree, John. They just smoked a bunch of retail. Yeah, today's one of those days where I'm glad I'm trading funded account programs. Because it's just not a good day to trade, man. Very boring, very choppy. Hoping we get some better like movement here and some better action, but it's just really, really boring. Sideways. Just not really any direction. I'm hoping the market, like if Nvidia starts to take off, we'll probably have some better stuff, but we gotta wait. Well, I've been going both long and short. It's really the market's just completely sideways and neutral, you know. Bitcoin chart. And again, if you want to check out Apex, listen, there's a lot of reasons to use Apex. All right, like you can limit your risk in Apex. So in Apex funded accounts, you can limit your risk. And the benefit of that is that if you lose, it's not the end of the world. Like if you lose on an Apex account, your risk is profoundly limited versus putting the money up yourself. Most day traders lose money, especially on days like today where the just chop is out of control. Like the chop is just crazy bad today, crazy bad, destroying retail traders accounts. I'm glad I was only in these challenge accounts because if I would have lost today in a real account, I'd be down thousands and thousands of dollars. And so limit your risk, chat. Today's a day in which you don't need to take crazy big risks. You don't need to worry about risking thousands of dollars. Almost all day traders lose money. And so you can either put up thousands yourself and take that risk, or you can try a funded account program. If you lose, you're only out what you pay for it. For the rest of today, until 4 p.m. today, until 4 p.m., or I think it's like 4:55, they have a one-day pass on Apex and you get 80% off. So it's not really a good day to day trade. I'm going to look, maybe be back at power hour. But for the rest of the day, you get 80% off, and if you pass it today, you get funded today. And so for now, you can get the 25K combine. It's like 25 bucks, 26 bucks or something super cheap like that. If you want to get like the 50K combine, which is, I think I'm funded in the 75K combine. I think it was only like 40 bucks in my actual funded account. And so if you want to get funded, again, try out Apex. There's a ton of reasons to use it. It's the cheapest one around by far if you take advantage of it today. They have the only one-day pass that I know about in funded accounts. And you can day trade the NASDAQ, gold, silver, the S&P 500, ETFs, all that good stuff in futures. There's no PDT rule. You can day trade short. Shout out to those that didn't trade today, because today was very, very flat and boring today. You can use promo code again if you check out. If you use the link at the top, use promo code BT, stands for beginner trading. It'll get you 80% off. There's the link right there. You can also find it pinned to the top of the chat. We're basically flat on our trades here. I guess we'll add a little bit more.
Order filled.
Just if I have Rhythmic, I got to set it up with Quant Tower when we do it. Because
Order filled.
we'll take a swing on this combine. Look, should we just go for it?
Order filled.
Look, we'll just go full size.
Order filled.
Let's see if we get it. And bear with me, guys. I'm learning different platforms. I'm coming from Quant Tower, and so I'm playing with these combine accounts that might be like 20 bucks. And so we might lose a bunch. We're taking crazy big risks. Again, you'll see how much differently I trade tomorrow in my actual funded accounts. Because today has just been kind of straight chop in the opening bell. Look at the Q. Again, you pull up the Q, you'll see why. Like, look at how flat the Q is. This Nvidia has been what everything's been tracking. Here's the SPY. SPY is, man, look how low liquid the market is today, bro. It's so flat. It's genuinely flat. Yeah, there might be yeah, definitely don't cop in my trading today, for sure. Yeah, it's one of those hard days, Harks. Yeah, don't copy me today, for sure. But yeah, it's definitely one of those hard, difficult days to trade, 100%. So don't copy me, for sure. Dell? Dell is going back up. Again, I don't trust Dell, though. It's up way too freaking much right now for me. It's up way too much. Yeah, definitely top 3 worst experts in the world right now. Remember, hey, this rule rings true today for sure. But no, I mean, listen, I know haters are going to come out trying to make fun today because I took a bunch of crazy risks on funded account programs. It's one of those days where, again, the sale ends at the end of today. And so today's the day where you got to kind of take crazy risks if you want to try to get funded before the end of the day. Unfortunately, though, the market looked like this. So, I mean, the only real way to trade this is to buy at the bottom, short at the top, buy at the bottom, short at the top, buy at the bottom. We've really been trending towards the VWAP, though. It's just not a good day to trade, man, unfortunately. It's one of those days where you want to get funded, but you also kind of recognize the day kind of sucks. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. Y'all be safe. Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you're going to take a bunch of crazy risks, you got to do it when the one-day pass is in effect for these funded account programs. And so that's today. It ends at the closing bell today. So again, it's one of those days where you kind of have to take crazy risks. Yeah, definitely top 3. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. I'll be back tomorrow bright and early. I don't think we have any big earnings, but I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you guys later. Again, if you want to check out Apex, links to the top of the chat. You got until the end of the day. Use promo code BT. As long as you use that promo code, I get the credit for it. So help your boy out. I'll see you guys later.